Hello everyone. We are going to see in this module the new concept trigonometry. I think this will be the first time you will see this topic, and this is at the introduction level. That's why be careful. Trigonometry. First of all, I will introduce here the what is the concept related to. Suppose we are having a right triangle ABC. The right angle is being formed at vertex B. Then side opposite to this 90 degree means in this situation AC is known as hypotenuse. In short, I will use this H. Now other than 90 degree, we are having two angles, and for sure each is acute. Now for this moment, if I consider acute angle C using a symbol theta, let me tell you sidewise that this is a Greek letter, okay, which is used as a symbol only. You can use theta, other symbols may be used as alpha, beta, gamma. These types of symbols, actually these are conventional, not a compulsion, but in general in books, in lectures you will find such symbols only. So that's why people use it frequently. Okay, let's come back. If I symbolize this angle, only a symbol is there, not a value. If I take this as theta, or this also I should write THETA. Okay. If I consider this to be theta, then opposite side of this acute angle is considered to be perpendicular. Obviously, I will write P. Obviously, if my position is here, then with respect to this angle, this will look like a vertical tower to me. So that's why it is perpendicular. And where am I sitting? At this side. So this will become base, denoted as B small. Hypotenuse will be always opposite side of 90 degree. But suppose I change the acute angle, my position, I consider my position is at A. So obviously with view from A, I will find this to be a vertical tower BC. So obviously this will become perpendicular. And that time AB becomes base. Means if you change the acute angle, then value of perpendicular and base means the sides which we considered base and perpendicular, they are interchangeable. But hypotenuse will still remain as it is, because this is by definition the opposite side of 90 degree, the slope here. Okay, this is slant side actually, not slope I should say. Yes, so there are three sides in a right triangle. The whole theory of trigonometry basically is related to right triangle. Okay, the theory about right triangle. Previously it used to be the theory of angles and theory of triangles. It is now particularly about a right triangle. We can expand it later. First of all, we have to, as a begin, we have to introduce. That's why we should think of right triangle now. Here, hypotenuse is one side, base is other side, perpendicular is third side. What happens when we write these? We use these three sides in the form of ratios. Then different types of ratios are possible. Taking two sides at a time, and obviously as I have said, H stands for hypotenuse, B for base, and P for perpendicular. So ratios possible are P is to H, ratio of P and H, ratio of B and H, ratio of P and B. Okay, this ratio I have written in the form of fraction. Other ratios will be just inverse of these. First will be H upon P, next will be H upon B, then will be B upon P. Total we find 6 ratios. As 3 sides are there, we are taking 2 at a time. So we find 6 ratios possible. Now, as I said, we are taking all these sides with respect to theta angle C in this situation. So this ratio is denoted as sine of theta. Sine of theta. Now b upon h, this is denoted as cos of theta. This ratio is written as tan of theta. H upon p is written as cosec theta. H upon b is sec theta, and b upon p is cot theta. Now, as I said, obviously this is first time you are watching all these concepts. So question, which I guess, what will be the question arising in the mind? What are these things? Now let me tell you. Actually, these are names given by different mathematicians, and to the best of my knowledge, actually the theory, the naming of these started with India only, from India only, Indian mathematician Aryabhatta. Okay, so it started. So this sign actually is not SIN, its different names were SINE, SINUS, sinus. Okay, later on it was shortened to SIN. And yes, at this moment I should tell you that, like, I am speaking, this began from India. So this in India used to be known as Jia or Jiva. It's not, basically it's in Hindi, if you know, this is known as Jia. Okay, so particular Hindi for these things. So by the way, this was additional thing I am speaking so that you can understand how it comes from. So this sign is basically the full form. If we write SINE. Okay, and here the second one, cos. Cos is short of cosine. Cosine. This tan is written as tangent. Cosec, I will tell you about this later. There is one cot. This cot actually is cotangent. This is cotangent. Next, sec is known as secant in full form, and cosec, as I said, I will tell you later, it's cosecant. Now these can be paired: sine, cosine, tan, cotangent, and secant, cosecant. Okay. Now basically let me tell you for knowledge, that is must I consider as you are beginning with the chapter. This sign is only, as I say in Hindi, this is Jia, a line segment. Okay, sign will be Jia. Okay. Now more things about that. Not this is limited to Jaya only. More things are there. Next is tangent. Tangent. I hope that you know well. If a circle or any curve, not circle only, any curve is drawn, and a line or line segment which touches it at one point only or intersects with here. By the way, by concept, intersection is not one point, it touches at one point only. So this line segment is known as tangent. Okay, secant, such a line segment or line which intersects a curve or circle at two different points, such a line segment is known as secant. And all these which I have used co here, actually they are complementary with the function. This sine is complementary is cosine, tangent complementary is cotangent, and secant is cosecant. By the way, as I said, this is additional knowledge, and all the things I am confident that what I am speaking, all the things at this moment cannot be explained, but for knowledge, basic knowledge, this is enough. Okay, now these ratios are named as a sine, cos, tan, cosec, sec, and cot, as I said. Okay, so all the concept of trigonometry is based on these 6 ratios only, and we will use them with these names. Okay, here now observation. Here in the beginning only I said this is cosec theta. As I see, it is h upon p. It's inverse of p upon h. So we see that Sin theta and cosec theta, sin theta and cosec theta are reciprocal. So this can be written as sin is equal to 1 upon cosec theta, or we can say that sin theta into cosec theta is 1, because both of them are reciprocal of each other. Whatever be the value of sin theta, that will be surely inverse the reciprocal of cosec. So by cancellation we will surely get 1. Similarly, you find cos is b upon h, sec is h upon b. When you multiply them, these two will be cancelled out, and we will get the second relation, cos theta multiplied to sec theta, it is 1. And third relation, as obvious, we can multiply tan and cot. So we get tan theta into cot theta as 1. So these are the three relations which we obtained in the beginning only. These relations will be helpful to us in future later part of this chapter. Now, one more thing I want to say, which may cause students to commit mistake. Like this is, I am writing sin theta. Theta, I want to remind, this is the symbol for angle. Means any value, this angle, how we measure, there are units, means measurement of angles like 30 degree, 40 degree. So this theta will be written in the form of an angle. And this sine, this time we say these are trigonometric ratios. All 6 are known as trigonometric ratios. Why so? Because we are defining them in the form of ratios taking two sides of the triangle at a time. Okay. Now, what was the point I wanted to discuss is this sine and theta cannot be separated. Means you can't write only sine. The sine is equal to p upon h. This is never possible. This way expression is not possible. You have to always assign one angle to the ratio. That is, whether you are using sine, cos, tan or any ratio out of this, always one angle will be given with that. Then only we can proceed. Okay, so be careful through the chapter. You are not supposed to separate these two. Angle will always remain with this ratio. So either be sine, cos or any other ratio. Okay, so these are the things in the beginning about trigonometric ratios. Now we will see how to use them and what are the rest theories related to these. Next. To explain the concept better, I have taken help of questions from 8.1 exercise NCERT. First question. In triangle ABC, right angle at B. First of all, let's draw the triangle ABC, right angle at B. AB is given 24 centimeter. BC is 7 centimeter. Then determine sine of A. Now be careful, actually I am speaking sine of A means A is an angle. We need to find when sine is applied on this angle. So sine of A. Here we have to consider acute angle to be A. In the previous explanation, I considered C to be the angle required. Okay. Now, sine of A, cos of A in first condition, and sine of C and cos of C in second condition. So let us discuss these. What happens? We will start with A. Like first one says that we need sine of A. So I said whichever acute angle you consider, its opposite side will be taken as P. Opposite to 90 will be taken as H, hypotenuse. This becomes perpendicular P. Now rest base is left. So the side adjacent to this angle is remaining is AB. So this will be taken as base. Yes, in books you will find opposite side, perpendicular as opposite side and base as adjacent side. So don't get confused. Okay, now we have obtained these three things. What is required? We need to find the value of sine A, cos A. By a formula like I gave with a ratio, if I write sine of A, so according to the theory, sine of A is perpendicular upon hypotenuse, and obviously here perpendicular means BC. So we will write BC upon hypotenuse is AC. So right here AC. but we are not given the value of AC. Only base and perpendicular are given. So obviously to find AC, first of all we have to use Pythagoras theorem. Now using Pythagoras theorem, we see that h square, this is equal to b square plus p square. So h will be equal to under root b square is 24 square, p square is 7 square. We simplify, we get 24 576, this will be 49, this will be 645 root, and finally get it to be 25. So this way the given situation, h hypotenuse is 25 centimeter. Okay, now what we have to do, BC, its value is 7, AC, it's 25, so sine of A comes to be 7 upon 25. Be careful, as I said, these are ratio, so there will be no unit of length used like centimeter, meter, etc. Only 7 upon 25 is the final answer. And yes, it's a ratio repeatedly I am speaking, but we express this in fraction in general. We use fraction to write the values. Okay, if possible is somewhere decimal also is possible, because fraction we are using, so yes, we can convert it in decimal, maybe somewhere given, but mainly it is used in fraction form. Okay, now similarly we can find cos A. Cos A is b upon h, so b base, name is according to, as we are taking cos of A, don't forget, so that's why base is here AB, h AC. So what is the value of AB we have obtained? It is 24. AC we have obtained as 25. So this is the value of cos of A. This is first question we have done. Now in second, the angle's name is changed as C. As recently I told you in the explanation, theta we use as a symbol. Here yes, we can use vertex also to give the name, like here A and C are being used. So in second case, now we will focus on C in triangle ABC. As now C I am taking, so theory will change, like this is H as it is, opposite to C, this side is opposite side, this is perpendicular P, and adjacent to C, this will be known as B base. Values will remain as it is, no change. H is 25 centimeter, P is 24 centimeter, and base is 7 centimeter. Now if I need to find sine C, so sine of C by definition we write P upon H. So P is perpendicular, means AB in this condition, and H hypotenuse will be AC. Now you can see for the same triangle, when I found the sine of A, so it was BC is to AC. Okay, but in the case when I change the acute angle C, it is AB is to AC. Putting the values, AB is what? 24, AC is 25. Next, if I want to find cos of C, this is B upon H, means BC upon AC. So the value of BC, we take 7, and AC we have 25. This way we have used the basic concept to find these values. More questions we will see to understand it better. For next explanation, I have taken here fourth question of exercise 8.1. It says that if 15 cot A is 8, find sine of A and sec of A. Now you see, no triangle is given, no condition is given. Simply we are told about this relation, and we need to find these two ratios. Now let me tell you, it's told to us that 15 into cot A. So this A obviously is an angle, an acute angle of some triangle, some right triangle. Okay. So we need to find for the same angle sine and sec also. So first of all we should write cot A in form of ratio. Cot A according to the relation will be 8 upon 15. For that triangle, no need to make the triangle, simply cot A is 8 upon 15. So by formula we know that cot A, this is B upon P, and the value of cot A is given 8 upon 15, so B upon P. Now we see that actually this is given as the ratio. So not sure that length of B is 8 and P length is 15. Be careful. Okay. Previous example, I solved taking that exact value. That is one method, but the exact method will be like B is to P, base and perpendicular. The ratio is given as 8 is to 15. So whenever ratio is given, B is to P, it is given as 8 is to 15. What we do? Let B for base be equal to 8x and P be 15x. I hope you remember in earlier classes we multiply each term by a common factor. Okay. So this is the exact meaning of ratio. By the way, if you are using them directly, there will be no effect on the result. So base and perpendicular, as we have obtained in terms of a common factor x. Now as we need it in all cases, we need the third side always. So therefore using Pythagoras theorem we can say hypotenuse h, this will be equal to under root b square plus p square. So b square here means this will be 64x square and p square will be 225x square. Now we will simplify, we find that it is 289x square and finally 289 is the square of 17x. We have obtained the hypotenuse h as 17x. So therefore, if I want to find for the same angle A, sine of A, what we write? Sine of A is P upon h, perpendicular upon hypotenuse. What is the value of perpendicular we have obtained? 15x upon hypotenuse is 17x. So common factor what we consider will surely be cancelled out. We are having 15 upon 17 as the value of sine A. What I said, either you are taking x or not will not affect the result. Okay, but this is the exact meaning of the condition given. Second, set A, this is h upon b. So again we have to put the values. 17x divided by b for base, we are having as 8x. This common factor cancelled out. 17 upon 8 is the required value of set. This way we use the given condition to find other ratio. Not only these two. If we are asked for all the 5, one what is given. If we are asked for other 5 ratios, the same way we will use, same method we will use to find them out. So this is the basic thing we can do. Now we will take some complicated equations based on the same concept. Is the next question I have taken 8.17 question, first part. It's given cot theta is 7 upon 8. Okay. Evaluate this expression. Now for us actually so far we were directly told which function is to be obtained. Now we have to see the expression. What is given? Expression is given in terms of sine and cos. You can see numerator only sine, in denominator cos is used. So it shows that we need to find with the help of this given condition cot theta only sine and cos we will obtain and we will evaluate that expression. So what we can do, as we know that cot theta this is equal to b upon p. Cot theta is given as 7 upon 8. Then yes, either you apply that common factor method or you apply direct, same answer we will have. Okay, so here I will not use common factor. I will show that directly we can use Pythagoras theorem. H, as we know that under root p square plus b square. Putting the values, p square is 64 and b square is 49. We have under root 113. Okay, here we are having, you can check it, this will be 64 and 49. 113 will be the sum of these two. Actually we have obtained root 113. Now we need only sine theta and cos theta. So sine theta by ratio b upon this will be p upon h. So p, its value we have obtained as 8 upon h we have obtained as root 113. We will put as it is. Cos theta is b upon h. So b we have obtained as 7 given and h is 113. without delay. Now we need this expression, so that's why we can put the value as 1 plus, wherever sin theta, we can put this value as 8 upon root 113. 8 upon root 113. 1 minus will be 8 upon root 113 once again. In denominator, 1 plus cos theta, 7 upon root 113. In both brackets, we will put the same value. See, this question can be solved by conventional methods. Also, some tricky part is there we can apply. But after this, I hope that you will understand what I speak. Here I see that it is 1 plus 8 upon root 113. This is 1 minus 8 upon root 113. You can see both of the terms are same in both brackets. Only sign is changed. So a plus b and a minus b identity can be applied. We know that a plus b, a minus b is equal to a square minus b square. Actually, because of this root term, this will be the better way to follow. Here we can write the conclusion of numerator as 1 square minus square of 8 upon root 113. And in denominator we can obtain as 1 square minus 7 upon root 113 square. Now we simplify, we get 1 square, 1 minus 8 is 64 by 113. Here we get 1 minus 49 upon 113. Obviously, we will take LCM and numerator and denominator separately. We find 113 minus 64 divided by 113. In denominator, 113 minus 49 by 113. We are having same denominator in both of the fractions to cancel out. Now 113 minus 64. This is equal to 49, and 113 minus 49 is 64. This is the value of the expression finally which we were waiting for. I hope you have understood. So this is one of the applications. We will take next question we have taken from 8.1, 8th question. It says that 3 quat A is equal to 4. Check whether 1 minus tan square A upon 1 plus tan square A is equal to cos square A minus sin square A or not. We need to verify this equation whether correct or not with the help of that quat A given. Okay, from there we will find the required ratios. In LHS we require tan A. In RHS you can see cos A and sin A are required. So only 3 ratios we will obtain. So as we are given quat A as 4, so therefore we can write 3 quat A as 4, we can write quat A equal to 4 by 3 first of all. But we know that quat A, this is equal to base upon perpendicular. Don't forget, wherever I am using here no condition, no triangles given, so directly we can write the ratio as base upon perpendicular. So for the given value 4 by 3, B upon P, this is equal to 4 by 3. B can be considered as 4, P as 3. And once again I want to remind, these are not exact values of base and perpendicular. This is just for convenient we are using this method. I am not taking common factor of them. Okay. Now if I take B as 4 and P as 3, then hypotenuse again can be obtained by the formula root P square plus B square. Pythagoras theorem, P square will be 9 and 4 square 16, we get root 25, and here we get 5. As soon as H, hypotenuse we get 5, we can obtain 1 by 1. First we need tan A. Now tan A smartness can be used here, as we know tan is reciprocal of quat A, so directly can be written as 3 upon 4. Okay, as in the beginning only I have told you it's a reciprocal of quat A. So it is 3 upon 4, or otherwise you can write here P upon B. Yeah, for sure this will be P, as you can see, 3 and 4. So 3 by 4. We need cos A next. It's B upon H. So base we have 4 and H 5. So 4 by 5, and obviously when I take sin A, this will be P upon H. Perpendicular we were given as 3, hypotenuse we have obtained as 5. So here only we will find the value of LHS. LHS is 1 minus tan square A upon 1 plus tan square A. First we have to put the value. Now here important thing, we are taking the square of the ratio. What happens when we take the square of ratio? Let me tell you, any ratio you consider. Like if I am writing sin A whole square, so this will be equal to sin square A. Both of them are equal. Okay. So here also tan square a means square on tan a. What is the value of tan a? 3 by 4. So yes, this will be 3 by 4 square upon 1 plus tan square a. So 1 plus 3 by 4 square. No problem. Further we are going to solve. It becomes square on 3 9 and then 4 16. 9 by 16 upon 1 plus 9 by 16. As we are having a fraction with subtraction, we will take LCM. This 16 into 1 will turn as, we are finding LHS, continue writing LHS. 16 ones are 16, we get 16 minus 9 and LCM as 16. Below, in denominator also, the same LCM we are obtaining 16, but this time with plus. 16 plus 9 by 16. And when we see this the fraction, a complete fraction, here also a fraction with same denominators. So denominators cancel out and the final value can be written as 16 minus 9 is 7 upon 16 plus 9, 25. This is the value of LHS. Now we need to check whether LHS is equal to RHS. So we will solve RHS also by taking the ratios cos square A minus sin square A. Recently I told you cos square means square on cos A. What is the value of cos A? 4 by 5. Put here 4 upon 5 whole square minus sin A. It is 3 upon 5. 3 upon 5 whole square. Solving 16 upon 25 minus 9 upon 25. LCM for sure is 25. 16 minus 9 numerator and 7 upon 25. This way we get RHS. Now compare LHS and RHS, both are equal. So yes, the given relation is true. Okay. So this is one different application. We will see the last one for this concept. Now here we go with the last question taken, 10th question from 8.1. Completely different question. In triangle PQR, right angled at Q. PQR, right angled at Q. PQ plus QR, we are given 25. The sum of PQ and QR, we are given 25 and PQ is given, it is PR. PR plus QR is given. PR and QR, the sum is given as 25. We find PR is hypotenuse, QR is one side, and PQ, the third side, is given exact value 5 cm. Determine the values of sin P, cos P and tan P. Now, obviously, we need these trigonometric ratios. We need all the three sides separately. We are given one side only. We will see here, since PR plus QR is 25. So for the moment, I consider let QR be X. Therefore, from this relation, PR can be written as 25 minus QR, and obviously PR, putting the value of QR as X, we get 25 minus X centimeter. Now we have obtained the value of QR and PR in terms of X by Pythagoras theorem. By Pythagoras theorem, we see that we can relate them like PR square is equal to QR square plus PQ square. So therefore, putting the values, PR we have obtained as 25 minus X. So we will write here its whole square. We have obtained QR as X remaining as it is plus PQ. It's given 5, so put the value 5 square. Now expanding by A minus B whole square, we get square on A means 25, 625 plus B square means X square minus 2AB, so it is minus 50X equal to X square plus 5 square will be 25. Now to solve this equation, I see this X square and X square, they are like terms in the same sign, so cancelled out. We are left with 625 minus 25 minus 50X goes that side to be 50X. We get 600 equal to 50X. So that's why X will be 600 divided by 50, making it to be 12. As soon as I get 12 here, so 12 means QR, this is 12 centimeter, and the rest PR, this will be 25 minus 12 to be 13 centimeter. We have obtained all the three sides separately. PR, the hypotenuse is 13, QR is 12. Now we can find, with respect to P, we have to consider acute angle here as P. So QR is base, hypotenuse is 13, and with respect to P, this will be here as P, so we have to change it. This is perpendicular, QR is perpendicular, this will be base. What I mean to say, we can write separately, H is 13 centimeter, P perpendicular, this is 12 centimeter, and base, this is 5 centimeter. Only in condition we can write for angle P. Okay, as soon as we shortlist all these, first sin P, this is P upon H. P upon H means 12 by 13. Cos P, this is B upon H, we have taken 5 by 13. Tan of P, this will be P upon B, perpendicular upon base, 12 by 5. So this way the condition was used to find all the three sides of the triangle, and accordingly we have obtained the ratios. I hope these questions will surely help out to understand the concept. Is the beginning that you spend your time with that. I hope you will get it. Thank you.